Hello, hello, Dr. Clif, your movement recovery specialist, and welcome back to Breakfast at the Office. What if I told you I have lost about a pound a day for the last 2 weeks, eating over 2,000 calories a day? Believe it? Stick around, that's what we're talking about today. Let me get a swig of my coffee here. I'm having some pretty strong black smoky coffee today. Seattle's Best. I reviewed it back in last season when I did coffee reviews. If you missed that or you're interested, I'll put a link up here somewhere. That's good though. Strong. I have to go out there and run in a couple minutes, so I figured that would jumpstart the body. I need a little bit of jump starting today, which is unusual for me, and we'll talk about that. So, "13 days into my new health plan. And what have I been doing? Well, I've been eating a meal a day. That sounds a little extreme, but let's talk about that meal. It has about the same amount of calories as what I should have been eating before and what I often would eat before, but somehow these little, extra trips to the grocery store on the way home would happen, and extra stuff would end up in my diet, especially later in the day. What I'm doing now is I'm eating a very large meal early in the morning. Then I work through the day, work out at the end of the day, and then go to bed. And I don't really miss eating that much, honestly. Occasionally, I'm not going to be one of these people that says, oh, everybody should fast and I never miss eating. Because that's not true. Occasionally, I do get hungry. Not really hungry. That's not even true. I don't have like this rumbling in my stomach and hunger pains. Occasionally, I feel like I should eat something just because of habits of eating, after certain activities or during certain activities. But I don't necessarily feel that hungry. Now, I'm going to go get weighed. You're going to come with me. Then, if the sun's up yet, which it should be cooperating with that, except there's a whole bunch of clouds out there. We're in dry season. It hasn't rained for like a month, and it seems to want to rain this morning. But we're not going to stop that from running. It's warmish rain. We're in South Florida. Hey, if it rains, we'll run anyways. But I need to go do those two things because for some reason, even though I thought I had the camera plugged in, it looks like the battery's going to die here in a minute. So we'll get weighed quick, then I'll plug this camera in while I go run. So when I come back, we can talk about how the run went, how the rest of my week's going, why I need some extra coffee this morning, and exactly what am I eating. Okay, back from running. I went running before getting weighed, only because I didn't want the sun to start getting too excitable out there and making it hot. It's only about 65 degrees, which I know for most of the country this time of year is really, really warm. But it's a little cool for here. Great for running. The humidity's probably about 95% though. I'm dripping after only being out there for like 20 minutes. So, run went great. First day that I sort of feel like a runner again in a long time. No aches and pains in joints that I've had trouble with in the past, broken feet and different things. Feel like a runner, just feel like a really out of shape runner now. I was, breathing awfully hard and really felt like stopping after only about a quarter mile, but was able to do the full mile in 9:43. So my goal for the month was to try to run under a 10-minute mile. We've already done that on the 13th. Now the next goal is going to be able to maintain that time without feeling so, wiped out from only doing a mile. I'm not going to try to get under 9 minutes this month or something. That's just crazy. I just want to maintain that kind of maybe 9:30 to 9:50 mile pace and be more comfortable doing it. Now let's go get on the scale. Then after that I'll get cleaned up and we'll go over what that food is I'm eating to change my body this way. Okay, so this is week number 3's weigh-in. If you remember the first week I weighed 257.5 and last week I was down to 248 something, I think. I was down about 9 pounds, just over. So let's see what the scale says today. $245.8. So that's 12 pounds in the last 13 days. Okay, now what you've been waiting for. What am I eating that I'm losing weight this quickly? I'm eating a ketogenic style diet. Don't get all freaked out and think that I'm eating like sticks of butter and my arteries are gonna clog up. And ketogenic eating is a little bit confused in the media. On YouTube, Facebook, wherever you see it, your neighbor down the street that, lost 50 pounds and says all they eat is bacon. Eating a ketogenic style diet just means that your body goes into ketosis. You could literally eat apples all day. Well, not all day, but you could eat apples only and go into ketosis if you only ate like 2 apples a day. Because it would be such a low amount of nutrients that your body still would go into ketosis. All that ketosis means is that there isn't enough sugar, that comes from carbohydrates, say bread, pasta, cinnamon rolls. Definitely not eating those right now. Fruits, vegetables, especially fruit. There isn't enough sugar from your diet and all those things for your body to use to burn for energy. So it finds it somewhere else. Typically through fats that you're eating. Now, it's a little more complicated than that, and we're not going to go through all that in this video. But if you're interested in that, leave a comment and I could do a whole video just on ketogenic diets and what that means. I'm definitely not the expert. There's people that's all they do all day long. This is where I put the disclaimer in there somewhere that says I'm not a dietitian or a medical doctor. I'm a doctor of physical therapy and personal trainer, strength coach, all these things. So I do have a good deal of experience, but it's not my primary profession, right? Oh, and before you start any type of diet, you should contact your doctor and make sure you're healthy and fit for it and all that stuff. Just in case you're wondering. But, what am I doing? Well, I'm eating once a day as well. I don't recommend that for everybody. For some people, it would be a horrible idea. If you truly have a diabetic scenario, even if you're not diabetic, but you're kind of pre-diabetic, or you have a long history of low blood sugar issues, eating once a day could be bad. Let's say that. There's some people just psychologically eating once a day, bad. Hangry, not good. wait 6-7 hours before you have a meal and you start shouting at all your fellow employees or something, it's not so good. There's some people that eating is a huge part of whatever they do for a living or just socially. They go out to business lunches every day or something. It looks kind of strange if every day you're just like, oh no, I'm not eating today. Just bring me some water. So, eating once a day is not for everybody. But it works for me. And one of the big reasons it works for me is because I have this issue that it's real easy for me to eat a lot. Even when I don't need to. When I'm bored, when I'm frustrated with something, when I'm happy, it was just any reason. It seems like a good reason to eat. And often too much. Even if I go on one of these, diets that they tell you to go on to lose weight, where they say, oh, just eat 5 or 6 small meals. Well, my problem is that 1 or 2 of those meals are small, and 1 or 2 of those meals are a little bigger, and maybe one of those meals is a lot bigger. And if you do that over a long time, suddenly those slightly bigger meals add up. And if I was supposed to eat 1,000 calories, 2,000 calories, 3,000, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. If you're 50 or 100 calories over that every meal, or even one meal out of the 5 a day, for months, that adds up to a lot of calories. If I eat once a day, I measure out, I know what I'm eating, and I'm done eating for the day, there's no way I can get sidetracked by bags of hard pretzels or pints of Ben & Jerry's that suddenly sneak into the basket at the end of like a 15-hour workday when I stop at the grocery store. Because I already ate my food 16 hours earlier. And I don't need to stop and get anything, right? So, it's a plan that works well for me, but maybe not for everybody. Now, as I said, probably in the thumbnail, that some of you, it's the reason you clicked on this, I'm eating over 2,000 calories a day, and I'm losing about 1 pound a day. Does that mean I'm exercising like 10 hours or something? No. I haven't changed my exercise at all. It's, maybe I'm walking just a little bit more because I'm more aware of it with my new Garmin that I got for Christmas. But my exercise in general has stayed exactly the same intentionally because I figure at some point I'm going to have to crank up the exercise a little when the metabolic rate stabilizes and my body needs a little bit more activity to continue losing weight. But that's not yet. Next week we're going to talk about what exercise I'm doing and what exercise I plan on potentially doing when that happens. Hopefully it's not for a while, but we'll see. Let's go, we haven't done this in a long time, out to the whiteboard, and I'll show you what I was eating and what I am eating, and you'll see there really isn't a huge difference, but it's enough of a difference to make a big difference. Like we talked about last week with change, and I said little changes can add up to a big thing. It's fairly little, maybe you could argue moderate changes in my diet that we could see on the scale earlier have led to a big thing. So, out to the whiteboard. Okay, so here we are at the board. I hope it's easy to read. I haven't used it in this setting before, so we'll see how this goes. Over here on the left, I have what I ate in December in a normal day. And on the right, what I'm eating now in January in a normal day. Now, in December, I was eating just under 2,000 calories a day. I'm using this MyFitness app. MyFitness, what's it called? I'm going to tell you exactly so that I don't confuse people. MyFitnessPal. I think there's affiliates and stuff for it. I don't have one. I just think it works well. There's a free version. It works fine. In December, I was having my power coffee which we've talked about before. It's basically coffee with a little bit of organic butter and a little bit of coconut oil and some, what else did I put in it? Collagen. And it has 280 calories. I was also having a couple scoops of protein powder added to that as well. So I had some protein powder, and it added an extra 280. So breakfast, I was having 560 calories there. Now, for you macro people that are all concerned about that, we're going to talk about that at the end. Then I would have a snack, and I'd have a protein bar at about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. So, bar, and this is a separate meal, right? That would be another 180. Then, a few hours after that, I would have lunch. And lunch, on this day that I just pulled up a random day, I had some beef tenderloin, that sounds yummy, and some stir-fried vegetables. So the tenderloin, we'll just put beef here, was 360 calories. And the vegetables were another 40. So that's another 400 calories there. Then about 3 o'clock, I would have another snack, which a lot of times. Now, if you're wondering about macros, let's just put them on there now because I know you don't want to wait. Macros. That was, bring it up here, 139 grams of carbs. I'll write it up here big at the top. 139 carbs, 74 grams of fat, 4 fat, and 207 grams of protein. This is why keto for most people is tough with the carbs, but for me it's been hard to keep my protein down because I'm used to having at least 200 grams of protein a day. So 207 grams of protein, right? 1,930 calories. Now, what have I eaten this week? Alright, a normal meal this week, I've had 2 cups of the Power Coffee. So, Power Coffee, it hasn't gone anywhere. Times 2, which would mean it's 560 calories. I had a serving of asparagus. Gotta love asparagus. And it's only 30 calories. And some Brussels sprouts, which I like. Oh, Brussels sprouts. Nope, sprouts, there we go. They're 45 calories. And then I had some prime beef. Now, I didn't have a little bit of beef. I had 20 ounces of it. So, that's 1,200 calories right there. Then I had some avocado. Not on toast. Not that trendy, crazy avocado toast stuff. Just avocado by itself. It's good that way. You should try it. I had 2 avocados. Not 2 halves, 2 whole avocados. That's 468 calories. And did I eat anything else? Nope. That's it. Now, that's not breakfast. That's the whole day. Look at the difference in the amount of food. And all of this, I eat between like 4:30 and 6 in the morning. So it takes me about an hour and a half. I don't rush eating. I don't feel over full stuff. When we add this up, it is 2,250 52 calories. So it's 300 calories more, and I'm losing weight. Yeah. Macros, I know somebody say. See over here before, carbohydrates 139. Carbohydrates 37 grams for the carbs. Little c now, because there aren't too many of them. Fat 140 grams. So literally double what it was before. And protein 183. Now, for some of the ketogenic purists out there, this 183 will seem kind of high to you. But I'm coming from this 200 plus per day scenario. So it's a little hard to adjust to quickly. Plus, I'm not a 130 pound person. There's a lot of mass and it's working, right? I'm losing weight. I don't feel hungry. So don't get all crazy like, oh, that's not what I said. Don't worry about that. It's working. And this is the big message for the day. Do what works for you and is sustainable. I'm still eating over 2,000 calories. My body doesn't feel like it's starving. I'm not walking around all day looking for something to eat. I'm not like trying to stockpile Hershey Kisses in the back of the office that I can eat when nobody's looking and say, oh yeah, I'm still doing that low carb diet. I feel fine, which is good. So you have to go with something that works for you. This might not work for everybody, right? Especially the 1 time a day thing. But it's an option. Now, what's the real reason that this works better for me? Let's be completely honest. This side on the left, if I could stick to it all the time, my weight would stay stable or even go down. But when I eat all these different meals, especially I eat later in the day after I've been working all day and then working out as well, I'm hungry enough I want to eat anything that's not bolted down. So this diet, or meal plan, or whatever fancy word you want to use for it, actually occurred maybe 9 out of 10 days. Or maybe I'd have a great run and it would occur for 20 days in a row and my weight would come down some and I'd be feeling great. And then I'd go off the rails. Now, what happens when I go off the rails? Well, normally, I still eat pretty good, especially during the day. So, all of these meals at the top, the coffee with the healthy oils and fats, the protein powder, the bars, even the healthy lunch that's just plain happy cow, grass-fed beef and vegetables, all that stays the same. Then, we get to dinner. And I'm driving home. It's only 4 miles down the road. But I have to pass 2 grocery stores, right? And this turkey, rice, cottage cheese, all this stuff, let's just get rid of that. Because that's not happening. It's all I even meal prep and all that stuff's already ready for me in the refrigerator. But it's not happening tonight. I swing into the grocery store. And I buy myself a rotisserie chicken because I'm being healthy, right? I don't buy myself fried chicken, although in the past that has happened. But I buy myself a rotisserie chicken. Now, I'm going to eat half of the chicken if I'm being good. There are days, especially if I did deadlifting beforehand and I just feel like I need a lot of food, I might eat the whole chicken. But we'll say I'm going to eat half a rotisserie chicken. Now, average rotisserie, you know how many calories? 700. Now, if it's a Costco chicken and I eat half, it's probably more like 1,000. But 700. Then, you can't just have chicken by itself. So, I'm gonna mosey on over in the grocery store to the snack food aisle. And I'm being healthy, still, remember? So, I'm going to get corn chips, because corn chips sound sort of healthy. It's not like kettle chips, potato chips, fried in lard. No. Corn. It's good for you, right? So, corn chips. And I have a tendency to eat the whole bag. That's going to be another 1,000 calories. Now, if I'm real hungry, which unfortunately is the case pretty often, I'm also going to stop at that aisle that they happen to put right in the middle of the store, right by the checkout lanes in my grocery store, with the ice cream. And we're going to get a pint. This is something that I changed long ago. I only buy pints because whatever I buy, I'll eat. If I bought a half gallon, it would be gone in like 2 or 3 days. That's just me knowing myself. So we're going to buy a pint of ice cream. Most likely Ben & Jerry's. Although it could be some other thing that's on sale. If I'm really trying to be good, it might even be one of those ice cream fake things that people say, oh, it tastes great, and it's just, nah, it's bogus. It doesn't taste great. You just try to tell your brain that. Most of it tastes like, recycled cardboard or something that's frozen. All right. I would probably get the Ben & Jerry's. Probably the, I like the one, I forget what it is. I like them all. But there's one that I like the most that I just grab it so, mindlessly, that right now I can't even think of what the name of it is. Something like the something entertainment night one or something. It has a little bit of everything in it. So I would get a pint of that. And I don't even know how many calories are in a pint. I have to look it up quick. One moment, please. Okay, I found out what it's called and how many calories. I also recommend that if you're trying to stay away from carbs and you like ice cream, and you're saying I'm doing great, don't go to Ben & Jerry's website. Because apparently they have a lot of new flavors that I'm like, oh, that sounds good. So don't go there. But it's called, I have a mental block. It's called, I'll look it up here. The Tonight Dough. Yeah. Caramel chocolate ice cream, caramel chocolate swirl, all kinds of stuff that I really probably shouldn't be eating right now. Probably ever. But, it's good when I get it. It's not good for me overall. It has another 1,300 calories in the pint. It's not like I wouldn't eat the pint, right? Look here. 3,000 calories for dinner. Another 500 here. Another 600 here. That's 11. That's 13. Plus, we're to about 4,500 calories. So nearly twice what I'm eating per day now. And this kind of thing would happen how often? Well, let's say in a good month it would happen once or twice. There could be months where this diet over here on the left is more like what I'd have every day for a week straight. And that's how you suddenly wake up and say, how did I get fat? Well, it was all the Ben & Jerry's ice cream, dummy. I should know this. So, this is why this diet works for me. Because 2,200 every day is better than 1,900 for a week, and then nearly 5,000 in one day. And this doesn't even talk about cheesecake, when I thought, that ice cream's maybe not so good for me, so I should be healthy, have cheesecake instead. That wasn't a smart idea. But that's for a different day. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you're getting something out of them. I think I am. I'm enjoying the trip through this fitness journey so far. Next week, we're going to talk about exercise. So, make sure you come back for that. Until then, remember, life is a strange sport, so get stronger and get living.